Okay, I apologize. The video cut me off. So, I don't even know if you can see me very well right there. Not that it matters, but let's move myself over here. Okay, cut me off at the very end of example 5. Let's go back. I had gotten this decimal 0.652, and I was telling you that the annual percentage rate has to be given as a percent. It is not a decimal. And to convert a decimal to a percent, we multiply that decimal by 100. So that's what I did here. I took my decimal, I multiplied it by 100, and I end up with 65.2%. That is the annual percentage rate. So that's my answer for number 5. Again, I apologize, it cut off. Let's look at number 6 a little bit more quickly because it's exactly the same. You want to borrow $800 for 6 weeks, and the amount of interest you must pay is $15 per 100. Well, let's look at it. If you're borrowing $800, and for every 100 you have to pay this interest fee, that means you're going to have to pay it 8 times. Okay? Again, I did this work up here. I listed out the $500 here, but it would be the same as dividing 800 by 100 and you get 8. And for every 8, you have to pay $15 in interest. So let's see what that is. Let's see, clear 8 times 15, 120. So you're going to pay $120 in interest. Well, again, we're looking for the annual percentage rate. We are looking for a percent. So you're going to put in, this is your basic I equals PRT, just like the previous example, where you need to earn $120 in interest. We're going to put in $800. We do not know our rate, so I'll just put an R. And time has to be in terms of 1 full year. Time must be in years. This is very, very important. You cannot put a 6 here. That means 6 years. But what we want is 6 weeks. And we know out of an entire year, there are 52 weeks. So I put 6 over 52. Again, I put a 1 under 800. I multiply 8 times 6. And then I divide that by 1 times 52. So I'll put that in my calculator. 800 times 6. And then divide that by 52, and I'm going to get 120 equals 92.31, and don't forget your R is there. To solve for R, we divide both sides by 92.31. 92.31. This will solve for R. So I get R equals 1.30. 1.30. Now again, go back to the top. We need a percentage. We need a percentage rate. And this is just a plain decimal rate. So we need to multiply that by 100. And what that's going to do is convert our decimal to a percent. So this will be 130%. Sorry, I didn't mean to move the picture. So the answer here, we don't have to round it because there are no decimals if you want to put a 0.0 there. 130.0%. Okay, look over this, rewatch the video, practice these problems, see if you're getting the correct answer, because this is definitely number 5 and 6, absolutely something we have not gone over. We've been all around it, and we solved for rate in that interest lab, but that specific problem we had not covered. Same goes for 7 and 8. Let's look at these two. Move myself up there. A payday loan is made. These are going to read very similarly to what we just finished, but these are actually easier. A payday loan is made for 5 weeks where the amount of interest owed per $100 borrowed is $10. So for every 100 that you borrow, you have to pay $10. So if you borrow $800, how much do you owe at the end of 5 weeks? This is not an interest formula. You do not have to use I equals PRT here. So let's think about it. You're going to borrow $800, and you need to divide that up in groups of 100 because for every $100, you have to pay $10 in interest. So you would do 800 divided by 100, which is 8. We will multiply that by 10 because for every one of those hundreds, you have to pay $10. And that's going to give us $80 that we have to pay in interest. So you borrowed $800 and you're going to pay it back at the end of 5 weeks, and you owe $80 in interest. So altogether, you're going to pay back $880. This is easier than the previous two problems. Similar thought process, but easier. And again, you don't use any formula here. The last one, number 8, a payday loan is made for 12 weeks where the amount of interest owed is $100. The amount of interest owed per $100 is $20. Okay, so you borrow $700 this time. So you borrow $700, and for every 100 in that group, you have to pay interest. So 700 divided by 100 is 7. For every $100 increment, you have to pay $20 in interest. So multiply 7 times 20, and that's going to be $140 in interest. Now, read the question carefully. Does it ask you for the interest, or does it ask you for the total? It says, how much would you owe at the end of 12 weeks? Well, you'll owe $140 plus the $700 that you borrowed. So altogether, you will owe $840. So the answer here is $840. That nearest tenth, honestly, that shouldn't be there because we're talking about money. Money's rounded to the nearest hundredth. So I apologize. I added that in there. Let's go back up to this one. Where did I get $880? I added the $80 interest plus the $800 that the original loan was for. And so the total ends up being $880. Okay, so let's look back really quick before I close this video. Oh my, that's not what I meant to do. Over here, number 1 and 2, those are familiar. Those are talking about linear equations. We just have to write it as a function. So you're going to use function notation. That is a little bit more obscure than just our basic y equals mx plus b. Then we moved on to percent increase and percent decrease. That is very basic. That is something that we did straightforward, exactly like that. But it is a formula that I find people forget. And then over here on this side, the ones that I just went over, you have number 5 and 6. Those are pretty difficult. I want you to practice this. Watch my video, practice it on my open notes, practice those a few times, I'm sorry. And then 7 and 8 are pretty simple. But what's confusing about 7, 8, and 5, 6 as well is the reading. Like, what are they asking for here? Do I use a formula? Do I not use a formula? How do I know? Notice in 7 and 8, they're not asking you to find a rate. They don't care what the rate is. So 5 and 6 are actually going a step beyond what 7 and 8 are asking. So I hope that's helpful as you start your Hawks Review quiz this week. This will be on the final exam, and these were 4 hot topics that I felt like I specifically needed to address before you get to that final. So take your time, go over these notes, and good luck.